and gentlemen, down here at the bottom left-hand corner of the map, Antigua Shipyard, we have our purple Protoss player from Dream Team Gaming. It's Sickness. His opponent here in the upper right-hand corner is our red Protoss player from fnatic. Win over the last 2 games in a row. It's Oz. And Sickness is a guy who has very predictable PvP. He will always open up with a, now of course if he's not doing anything weird and cheesy that is, but he'll always open up by walling off his ramp up at the front with a pylon. There it is. He'll start with a full wall with a gateway after that, just to make sure that everything else is a little bit mitigated there and there's not too much damage that can be done to him. And he also has a tendency to do some very cheesy stuff. So Oz, you can see, was very intent on building his pylons next to his Nexus. And I think this is just a response to the player he's playing against, as he's already built a pylon in a place that can detect anything that goes on outside of his ramp. Yeah, that's actually a fantastic point to make. And simultaneously, it makes it a little bit harder for units like Zealots to get mobility and be able to slip behind the mineral line. So if he was up against any sort of proxy 2-gate, he knows where they're entering from. He can pull drones in order to defend his mineral line. And the gateway itself, I was actually, as I was saying that, I was like, but it exposes his pylon to being killed. Well, I'll just not mention that. Oh, wait, Oz is actually going to put a gateway in front of the pylon, so yeah, that fixes the only problem that was popping up in my head. And, oh, hey, look at that. It's Sickness, and we've got a forge. I'm not surprised in the slightest, guys. This is kind of this guy's bread and butter. Very cheesy plays at the beginning of games, and a lot of times he relies on this wall up at the front because sometimes you see players that build a forge or they build at some weird place or something like that so it doesn't get scouted. Then they actually have to go back and build a, oh, this probe is scouted here. Then they'll go back and they'll have to build a full wall up at the front. Not the case here, though, because Sickness already has a couple of structures to do that when the time comes, so it keeps him a little bit safer. All right, so Probe is here scouting right now. Oz overall is, well, just going to be making sure he follows that probe. Dropping down to Cybernetics Core, and he has just got this whole, this is like, I'm going to not allow you to cannon rush me. Oh, well, there we go. That's the first pylon coming down, and looks like there's another pylon actually trapping a couple of probes here in the back. He'll need to focus on those in just a second, and hopefully he starts making a Zealot here relatively soon. That's actually pretty cool, though. I mean, that's 100 minerals trapped by 200 minerals, but it's also going to, of course, slow down the economy of Oz. Opts to cancel the pylon, though. All right, so, and yes, we do have another pylon coming around the outside. A second probe is actually pulled to the low ground, too, so we can start to get things powered down there. And there's going to be pylons number 3 and 4 coming up, but we already have a Zealot done, and no photon cannons have even been started yet. Yeah, he hasn't started a cannon. There we go. That's our first cannon. This could be a pylon rush. Well, the first cannon is done. The Zealot's starting to swing its way through this pylon. He selected this one. This will be the one that I destroy. And that photon cannon is actually already really low in health. He's got tons of probes here and 400 minerals. Drop cannons everywhere. You can drop a bunch of cannons right now. He's not doing it. There's a stalker on the field now. Oh, cancel the cannon. Yeah, and now there's a GG. All right, I guess fnatic takes that game there. Oz managing to win his 3rd game in a row. Sickness not really putting up a fight. Yeah, that was weird. You need to spend your money to put up a fight is the thing. Yeah. I think maybe Sickness had been reading a little bit too much of Forbes magazine lately about, investing and saving and interest, and there isn't interest in StarCraft. Anyway, guys, that's game number 3. That was a really short game, so we're not going to take a commercial break. We're actually just going to jump right into the next game, which I'm shocked. It's another PvP.